With a heritage dating back to 1986, the Honda Civic Si was a pioneer in capturing the attention of sport compact car enthusiasts. The difference today is that there are other players on the market. So we're here to find out if the allure remains. I'm Chris from AutoAcademics, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2014 Honda Civic Si Sedan.
Sometimes, when you're always good at something, it's easy to rest on your laurels and not put your best foot forward. However, eventually that mindset will catch up with you, and then you'll have to put an even better foot forward later. Following a complete redesign in 2012, the 2013 Civic was updated yet again due to a use of lower quality materials the previous year. So here we are a year later to see if Honda got on the good foot. Our tester today is a crystal black pearl 2014 Honda Civic Si Sedan. For those unaware, the Si is the performance version, and one look at the black and red interior should alert newbies to its mission. The Civic Si comes loaded with standard features that would be options on lesser models. Up front below the red Si badging are integrated fog lamps. The trunk lid sports a large rear wing spoiler, and on the passenger side view mirror is a clever camera system called Lane Watch that displays what is in your passenger side lane on the display audio screen, improving visibility. Keyless entry, a one-touch power moonroof, and chrome exhaust tip add to the comfort and style. Not to mention there are 12.5 cubic feet of cargo volume available in the trunk. Total MSRP is $25,280. Under the hood is a 2.4-liter inline 4-cylinder engine that is the same as what was found in the previous Gen Si. For 2014, however, the engine makes an extra 4 horsepower and 4 pound-feet of torque, now rated at 205 horsepower and 174 pound-feet of torque respectively. Mounted to a 6-speed manual transmission with a true helical limited slip differential, power is corralled through the front wheels. 0 to 60 arrives at a reported 6.1 seconds, and the Si can complete the quarter mile in 14.6 seconds with a trap speed of 95.6 miles per hour. Fuel economy is rated at 22 miles per gallon city, 31 miles per gallon highway, with a combined rating of 25 miles per gallon. AutoAcademics saw an average of 23.7 miles per gallon during testing. Make note, however, that premium fuel is recommended.
Now, when we think about the performance of this car, this Civic Si has a sport-tuned suspension, a true limited slip differential, 18-inch alloy wheels, and as an option, you could even get summer tires installed.
As was previously mentioned, the interior is clad in black and red, two colors that Honda banks on your liking, as that is the only combination available on the Si. Fortunately, it works. Honda put all of its eggs in a black and red basket, and most, if not all, have hatched.
Alright, now one of the first things that you notice when you first get into the Civic Si is how grown up it is. Yes, you have the bright red accents on the seats, but most of the other things that you see are more tastefully done. You've got contrast stitching on the doors, on the steering wheel, the shifter boot. They're all a nice grown-up touch. There's a nice faux carbon fiber trim around the dash, and all the buttons are just well laid out. The steering wheel is wrapped in leather and has controls for your radio and cruise control on them. And then if you take a look at the dash, it is split into 2 different sections with a large tachometer on the bottom row, and then on the top shelf you've got your speedometer, your VTEC meter, as well as your fuel gauge and information screen. And if we take a look at the infotainment unit, you'll see that it is a 7-inch display that has 360 watts, 7 speakers, and it's touchscreen as well. Now, one final thing that let me know that this Honda Civic has grown up and that it's focused a little bit more for mature buyers is the traction control button and where it is located. For example, they've put it right up here on the dash, right next to the steering wheel, so it's easily accessible, whereas most cars and most manufacturers, they'll hide it somewhere, maybe putting it down on the console or somewhere where you can't really access it quite as easily. In back, the seats are firm and supportive, and there's plenty of leg and headroom once you get inside.
So let's see how this Civic Si drives.
Now, when driving this 2014 Honda Civic Si, if you remember, I said that this car feels or gives the impression of a more grown-up vehicle than some of the other sporty compact cars that we've tested. And that still remains true even once we're driving it. This car, the suspension is, it's firm, but it's not nearly as firm as some of the competition. So you know, it soaks up bumps pretty well. It is a fairly quiet ride, except for the exhaust note, which can drone a little bit when you are cruising in lower gears, but at higher speeds. It really forces you to make sure that you're using 5th and 6th gear a lot, even when you're on more local roads. Driving this car through twisties can be a little bit of a mixed bag. And what I mean by that is, I guess I'm thinking mostly about that electric assisted power steering, the rack and pinion steering on this, because it is a little neutral on center, but then as you gradually turn the wheel, I don't know, it's almost like you get a little too much assist going into the corners, and you find that you have to mentally adjust what you are doing as far as your steering inputs. Now, don't get me wrong, this car is still fun to drive through the twisties. I'm not a race car driver, so exact precision isn't a necessity for me. And again, you know, this is a $25,000 car, and you know, you're still getting some fun performance for a decent price. Rolling through the gears on this car is still a lot of fun, just like with any of these small sport compact vehicles. You know, you really get some good engagement. The shifter actually has a nice feel to it. It's a nice, slightly notchy feel, and it's not difficult to get into gears. Another interesting feature is this car has a little iVTEC meter up on the dash that lets you know when you get into the power band of the engine. As you know, VTEC is variable valve timing that Honda has been using for many years now, and well, this little meter, it shows yellow lights gradually going up the dash, or up the meter there, to let you know when you're in the power band. Now, our task was to find out if this 2014 Civic Si still had the same allure that the original Si had. And what we did find out is that it's got some features that maybe different types of buyers might find interesting. For example, the more mature buyer might find the stylish, handsome interior and the really nice exterior as good selling points. Not to mention it's got good leg and headroom. For those that are interested more in the SI part of it though, they might find that the 6-speed manual transmission, or the limited slip differential, or that 360-watt stereo that sounds pretty good, especially for those times when you're tired of listening to the exhaust. Now, both buyers, for what it's worth, will probably appreciate the fact that it's all put together by Honda. I'm Chris from AutoAcademics. Thanks for watching.